we're in February right now, and we're hearing a lot of people talking about how they want to buy, how they want to sell, and they want to do all of this for spring, right? So I've been thinking about this, and the more years I get into real estate, I realize that when people are talking about selling or buying in the spring, their actual timing might be off a little bit. So let me explain what I mean by that. Right now in Rhode Island, the typical listing is on market for 53 days, which is pretty fast, by the way. Anytime homes sell under 150 days on market, that's a seller's market. So homes are selling in 53 days before they get the offer, but keep in mind that's only until they go pending. So when we look at this and somebody says, hey, I want to be on the market in the spring, okay, the best advice they can get is if they want to be on the market in spring, then they should hit the March market, okay? But the most important question is, because the March is the start of spring market, but the question is, when do you want to be sold? When do you want your home sold? So if people say, I want to have my home sold in May, if you want your home sold in May, when we take the 53 days on market before a home goes pending and 45 to 60 days to close, at the best case scenario, you're going to be closing in the beginning of May. So if your goal is to close in May or June, you're going to want to be preparing your home for sale right now. By the way, the days and age of just slapping your house on the market and having it sell, it doesn't work like that anymore. You know, when you look at sellers that either A, get the wrong advice, or that say, hey, look, I'm just going to go ahead and hire whatever realtor, put the house on the market. No, you have to make sure that you're preparing your home for sale. So I want you to walk up to your home with like a stranger's eyes. And I know that might be kind of hard to do. I think you should have a friend or a family member over that doesn't normally come to your house, somebody that's going to tell you legit, straight up how it is. You got to have fresh eyes on your home, and they have to look at it. You have to make sure that your home appears well, that it's staged correctly. And by staged, I mean, you know, that the photos are going to show the room for what it is. You can't have a ton of clutter. That takes time, and it takes energy, and it's a pain in the rear to do sometimes when you have a lot of stuff in the house. There are about 10% of transactions that fall through. Now, that's a rough estimate. I don't know if that's the exact number. I'm just saying, from my experience, as somebody that sells a lot of homes, okay, there is 10% that you cannot control at all, okay? There are things that happen in transactions, and it might now be actually maybe 5 or 7%. You know, it's a smaller number, but literally 1 out of 10 transactions, there's always something that pops up. It just happens. It could be a title issue. It could be an appraisal issue. It could be inspection issues. It could be that people aren't agreeing on repairs, which, you know, would fall under the inspection issues. Buyer and seller aren't agreeing on repairs or credit. It could be financing. You can tell buyers, don't go out and buy a new car, don't go out and buy new furniture, keep those credit cards low. You can tell them that, but it doesn't mean that they always listen.